So we're going to work into the last 2 weeks of our full guard series. This week we're going to work on the shoulder crunch and why I like it, especially in no-gi. It's a great control position. And then we're also going to work on next week defending submissions. That's kind of our next 2 weeks, kind of foreshadowing where we're headed right now. So let's say we're working here, right? We're fighting, and no-gi, you run out of grips pretty quickly, right? Because I don't have a collar. I can't really set sleeve grips, you know, so you're really trapped on hand fighting, the back of the triceps, and that neck grip. So one of the simplest things I like to work on is just pummeling one hand under, and I like to get right to the cap of that shoulder here. Because the nice part is it helps me break that posture. Now Jordan's going to start posturing up here. All I'm going to look to do is connect my hands in that very simple gable grip here. Once we're here, I'm going to look to pinch my elbows, and I'm trying to collapse right where his shoulder locks into his whatever this bone is right here. Sorry, I need Pat. Pat shouldn't move. Boom. And the reason I lock this in here, because as Jordan tries to drive into me, I can frame and keep him away. If he tries to pull out, I can follow and drag him in. Nice part is with this is, gives me control of him, his neck, and this shoulder, which is what I want. Now, the first and simplest technique on this is just the straight arm bar. So boom, all I'm going to do is, once I get this open, I'm going to post this foot on the hip and open to the side of his head. That way, I can either close my guard or just collapse my knee over the top. That's going to allow me to frame his face away, and I want to tuck his thumb right behind my ear here. Once I'm here, I pull his arm down, hitting that straight arm bar. So we're here, we're hand fighting, I'm looking for stuff. I dig in, connect my palms, get here. I use that to open and get my knee to the top of the shoulder as well. Because now I have a lot of control of Jordan. If Jordan tries to go anywhere right now, I'm just connected to him at this point. There's not a lot of places he can run. Now, I'm going to extend him away with my legs first, then I'm going to use my hands. Once my wrist finds that sweet point in the back of his elbow, I'm going to extend away, connect my hands, and pull. Biggest detail on this, guys, is you have to be all the way on your ribs, because if you pull this into your chest, like if I'm here and I just pull this into my chest, it doesn't work. You have to be to where there's open space in between his elbow and the mat. Here.
Can I see your detail on your face shove?
Boom. All I'm looking to do is frame right behind where his jawline.
Can you do it from?
Yeah. So I'm here. So like if we're in here and I'm in tight, a lot of guys are going to grab in, right? That's fine. Because all I'm going to look to do is shift my hips open.
Okay.
That's going to then allow me to get like that almost Heisman pose type feel.
You turn and go right back.
Boom.
But you never take your hand off. Okay.
Because once I'm here, guys, I'll still close my guard and keep this knee-high pinch here. That's what's going to allow me to finish this arm here. Is having that extension with both my legs and that hand here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So we're here, we're hand fighting, boom. I get to the shoulder crunch here. Boom. I get my hips open, frame him away, connect my hands.
You gotta bring your hands up. You fight for your hands right here. Look, who's doing this?
Yeah, because if he wraps his arm around my neck here, yeah, like if I'm here, one of the other things that's going to help you with that is just shoulder. Like if I'm here, it's going to be really hard for him to really drive into me. Because I'm maintaining the distance here with my hands and with my legs. That's what keeps him, because if he just drives into me here, like there's a lot of fun options that make that really simple. That's why he can't just run it. Like when I get here at Jordan, if Jordan just starts really driving into me and really starts trying to go, like all I have to do is start hip escaping and coming in. Because if he drives in right now, I have a lot of control of that post and can just sweep him over. We're going to work that here in a few minutes. But the nice part about this is it gives you a lot of control of his head and neck. And as always, regardless of his reaction, he's wrong. Because if I'm here, let's say I'm here, and Jordan's like, man, I'm going to just look to try to slink away and try to slide away from him. Great. I get the reverse arm lock. Let's say Jordan's like, man, I'm going to try to beat this bottom elbow and try to beat it. Push it up and get you. Let's say he's just going to drive into me and hope for the best, right? You can hip escape and butterfly sweep. Like there's 1,000 options from that, from just that simple control. Now I like it no gi because you don't have all the grips. You can use it gi or no gi, but you don't have all the grips to rely on. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. So I'm here with Jordan. One thing that I believe Mr. Hackett pointed out that I wanted to make sure I reference this. When I swivel in here, I'm not pulling Jordan into my chest here. I'm pulling him into the position I want him to be on, where I'm on my hip facing him here. Okay? So once we get here, let's assume I get here, I get to this position, and for whatever reason this straight arm lock isn't working. He's Gumby, he's long, I can't get the angle right, he's just hand fighting here, whatever the reason happens to be, right? No big deal, we're just gonna solve the problem, right? So boom, I'm here, I'm just gonna move that hand right to the front of my face. I'm going to go shin down on the back of his neck. Now, how many of you guys remember those side rolls we do in warm-up?
10 push-ups,
Here?
10 squats, 10 and 10.
And here.
10 push-ups, 10 squats.
Now, that's generally going to elicit him to roll here. As soon as he rolls, you just follow over, foot, finish like a traditional arm bar. I'm here with Jordan. Boom, I swivel, I get here, I'm working, right? It's not working for whatever reason, right? It may just not work that day. I've had days where I can't hit this arm lock to save my life. And it's one of my favorite submissions. All we're gonna do, shin down, belly down. Once we get there, I'm trying to catch him here. So as we follow through, face, shin over the face, pinch the knees.
2 and 3. Hands up.
It'll be pretty tight from the second he rolls if you hit this right. Yeah, not roll. So we're here. Now, 9 times out of 10, they are going to roll. If they don't roll, guys, here, just finish the armbar. Like, it works from here, too. The reason they roll is naturally you'll feel his hips want to go, and he'll roll here, which is why you then come back and push. That's why I love this armbar. Looks really cool, but it's really simple to set up. Like, how many of you are looking at that going, man, this looks like a lot of motion. The second you figure out how to go belly down, this move is a lot easier than you think. It'll take you 2 or 3 attempts to get that belly down portion of it. The second you have that, it's over. Questions on this one? This one has a couple more steps.
So you move his arm like to the other side?
Yeah, so I'm here. Boom. Let's say I'm here, right? It's not working. You're just right. I'm just literally taking it from on my neck to in my chest. Other questions? Other questions on this one?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'm gonna go watch you guys monkey fuck this for 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3. I'm here. I get to my shoulder crunch, boom. I get my hips open, boom. Now, once I'm here, a lot of guys are gonna realize, hey, I don't like what's happening here, right? Like, no part of you should feel good when they've isolated your arm, escaped their hips, and they're in a great position here, right? So like, if I'm Jordan in this position, I should want to be doing something. So most people's natural reaction is to try to drive into you and kind of re-square their hips, which is gonna be great for me because all I'm gonna do is allow that to happen and follow him. So as I'm here, Jordan's gonna drive into me, right? I'm going to look to pull that shoulder up and over. As I do that, I'm going to kick this leg through, chopping this leg down here. It's just a very simple scissor sweep. Feels complicated at first, but it's literally just our simple scissor sweep from a slightly different grip setup. It's a better version of it, no gi.
Look how big this guy is.
So I'm here, I'm working, Jordan starts to drive into me, boom. The biggest mistake that a lot of people make with this is they just try to drive him across. I have to pull him up and over. Here. That's what makes this sweep easy. So if you feel like, hey, he's kind of fighting me through this, focus more on the up and over as opposed to the straight across. Cat.
Like to your shoulder?
Yes. So like when I'm here, what a lot of people try to do is they try to drive Jordan across this way. I'm trying to pull him up and over to load him up so that then when I kick over, his center of gravity's off. So I'm here, I'm pushing into him, I'm trying to drive him away. As soon as he drives in, it allows me to set this up. And the nice part about this is you're already in mount most of the time, arms isolated, ready to go. Like there's a lot of violence to be had right here already. But you can follow this into just a simple paper cutter choke. You can follow it into your arm bars, your Kimuras, all that fun stuff. So that's why I like this sweep, because it baits that natural reaction of if I frame Jordan away, he's naturally going to want to drive in. But if I push Jordan away here, he's naturally going to want to fight in. So the second I push him in, boom, I just help him out. Finish on top. Questions on that?
No, sir.
All right, driller out. 1, 2, 3.
You're sweeping to the side of the arm that you